Hey, Teddy, who we hanging out with in the green room today?
Good afternoon, Christie. Today we are hanging out with Jeff and Johnny, two lovely gentlemen.
Jeff, I'm pretty sure they're mongrels.
They may look like mongrels, but they definitely don't sound like them. So let's go ahead and meet Johnny and Jeff. We had a great interview with them and can't wait to show the rest of y'all. And bam! Welcome to the green room.
It's the green room, y'all.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Teddy and Christy here again with another episode of the Green Room. Today we have the guys from Johnny and the Mongrels. We have Johnny and Jeff with us. Guys, we're super excited to have you on, and I can't wait to get into it and just dig into some questions. So let's get going.
How y'all doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
Of course.
Our pleasure.
So I guess our first question is going to be, what has your journey been to this point with music? Like, when did your music career start? What drew you to a career as a performing artist?
Yeah, go ahead, B.
Well, personally, I started on Suzuki violin at 3, then piano at 5. It was instilled by my family. Then picked up the bass in college, went through many different bands and situations, and ended up meeting this guy, and everything just clicked instantly. And we could write songs in 3 minutes. One time through, we'd have a new song together, and it was that easy. And we knew that we needed to pursue it. So
That's
I guess
awesome.
that's a short version of my story.
That was sweet clip notes. Bostic clip notes. Pretty similar. Like, my whole family's in music, so I grew up around it all the time. My mom was a musician for over 40 years, and she used to drag me on stage and make me play with them, her band and stuff. So that's kind of how I got my chops. And then I started out as a drummer and really enjoyed that, but I also found that I really liked to sing and tried to combine the two, and it was like, no, I can't do it. So I decided, well, do you want to carry a microphone or lug a bunch of drums around? Easy choice.
Consolidate. Always make it easier. Good point.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I ended up just kind of focusing on vocals. And like Jeff said, I saw him playing out at a festival years ago, and as soon as I saw him playing and singing, I was like, I gotta meet that dude. We gotta try to work together. And he agreed to, and we ever since have just had this really cool chemistry, and we're able to really produce things just so organically and so quickly. It's kind of exciting. So, and we've been doing that since 2015.
Wow.
I love it.
And he's like my best friend too, and I think that's pretty important when you spend a lot of time together and whatnot. So that helps.
Very wholesome teamwork. I love it.
We love to see that,
It's
especially
good.
because you said you're there together all the time, so it pays to like your bandmates.
Yeah,
Right. And our musical tastes are very similar, so that's, I think, why we can write together so easily, because we like the same stuff, so we've been inspired by the same stuff, and it makes it easy to write together.
You said you had a nice natural flow when songwriting. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys write your music? What kind of things inspire you to write Creole Skies, to write the rest of the songs on the album? I'd love to hear, how those kinds of things come about between you guys.
Lyrics are where I kind of bring the tools for that, and Jeff will create melodies that wrap around those lyrics.
I would say, the songs come and any ideas come from so many different places. It'll come from a riff that I make up, and all of a sudden Johnny's like, that sounds awesome, let me sing to it, or something. Or I'll get inspired, we'll be driving in the van, and I'll get some crazy inspiration. I'll write a song while we're driving down the road. And some have come from most of them from real life experiences, heartbreak, pain, that kind of stuff. It makes me feel better. That's my outlet, and if it can make anyone out there feel anything or feel better, or that's the best reward you ever get. So.
I really liked You Ain't Ready. I really dig it. I'm a big fan of like Dave Matthews Band is my favorite artist of all time. And so I like that. And like when I was listening to You Ain't Ready, especially, I was like, I could totally hear them opening up for like Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's like that kind of vibe. Like I dig it. So it's cool. You said you've been working together since 2015. When did you bring in outside management? So like when did you decide, okay, we need the administrative support to get us to the next level of where we want to be?
Well, that's pretty recent. Like with this brand new record that we have out now, Creole Skies, it just came out in July. We got a producer, Joe Baby Michaels, his name is, and he approached us. He saw us at a show and said, "Hey, I'm a producer. I want to do your next record." He's been in the business a long time, so we were really excited at that point. And so it was his influence definitely to get this new record put together, and he helped us find the players for it and help us build the team that we have now, including management and that type of thing. So to be honest with you, yeah, it's only been even less than a year that we've had a whole team behind us. Before that, it was just these two fellas right here doing everything. So.
There's a lot to talk about with who's playing on the album.
Yeah, there's a lot of star-studded attendees. I'd love to hear from those guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've got Eddie Christmas, which is, I mean, the first time I ever played with him, he instantly became my favorite drummer to play with ever. He proved instantly, and he, like, every time I play with him, he makes me a better bassist every single time. The guy is just an absolute pocket player and grooves amazingly. Scott Sharrard helped us write finish some of the songs, kind of put the finishing touches on in New York. He played guitar on the album. He was Greg Allman's music director and guitarist for a while, and he rips. So, I mean, it's great. Yeah, Bill McKay, keyboardist. I mean, Leftover Sam and Derek Huxton. I mean, these are guys that know what they're doing, and they helped us put the finishing touches on, and they put killer tracks down, and it makes everything better. So
yeah, we had some guest musicians too, just to come in and lay down some stuff on certain songs. We did the record down in Maurice, Louisiana, at a pretty famous studio called Dockside Studio. It's an amazing place. It has a whole feel, and there's just spirits everywhere in that place. You stay on the property. They have living quarters there, and so you just get immersed. The bayou goes right by, slow, muddy water going by the studio, and it just really inspires you. And so we brought in some Louisiana musicians as well to play on the record with us. Roddy Romero, he did a duet with me on one song and played squeeze box on another. The legend Lee Alenzino, bass player, played some bass on one track. Charlie Wooten was on another track playing bass. And then we had some other players, Marty Rifkin, Tom Petty, and some other kind of big name guys. He's played with me. He played steel guitar.
That's a lot of legends in one room.
Yeah, we had a blast.
How the concept for the album came about, I was reading in an article that Johnny, I believe it's about how in your heart you decided that moving to the bayou, living that Creole lifestyle was a choice that you needed to make over living in Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge skeleton of the whole feel of the record. It's very, very New Orleans, very Louisiana.
Mm.
There's just something about the people there and the way they look at life and how they want to always make sure you're part of whatever's going on. It's just, I always feel good when I'm down there.
Yeah.
And you can hear that, especially in several of the songs, but I guess one song in particular, Louisiana Girl, we talked about the food and the music and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of things down there that kind of have influenced me over my lifetime. So.
Well, and Creole Skies tells that story about you being torn between the two places.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we started with was that kind of put that pull of, all right, well, I'm a Colorado boy, but there's so much there and there's opportunity there. there's a feel and a lifestyle and culture and draw of going there. And so that's what that song's all about. Is
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Creole Skies for the first time.
I like this.
Right here.
Thank you, Vanna.
He's Vanna White. He's our
Yeah,
Vanna.
yeah.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
We here at Scenes are lucky to be premiering the video for Creole Skies. So without further ado, here is Creole Skies by Johnny the Mongrels.
Woohoo!
Woo! Okay.
Follow your heart, boy. That's the right thing. Live your dreams, that's what they say. My whole life, waking up each day, afraid to ever move away. Creole skies, I'm on my way. Under Creole sky, leaving now, but my heart will stay. Looking for answers. Now I'm turning the page. Fear of change never goes away. No, no. You got to use the key now and open up the door. Make your move, what you waiting for? Creole skies, I'm on my way. Under Creole sky, leaving now, but my heart will stay. My heart will stay. Big easy morning turns into night. Sometimes I can't see what's wrong or right. Spring magnolias are bringing on a change, but in my heart the bayou remains the same. Yeah, the same. Always the same. Always the same. Creole skies, I'm on my way. Under Creole sky, leaving now, but my heart will stay. My heart will stay. My heart will stay. My heart will stay.
Well, I wanted to ask, because you mentioned the live shows with Eddie Christmas and all that, what has been y'all's favorite performance so far?
Oh
Like, what's
man.
been like it could be a performance, maybe it's like a
Hard
experience.
hitting question.
It's hard.
That is tough.
I mean, if you're talking very recently, we just did 3 shows together for the first time, since the record came out. And we had some pretty regimented ones, and they were very like we needed to document them, so we had 12 camera shoots, and we got to be able to reuse this stuff, and so there was a lot of pressure, and then that was the first 2, and then we had a third one where it was just we were just getting to play at an outdoor patio like kind of venue, and we were able to just have fun and enjoy playing together and play some covers and just goof around, and there was barbecue, and it was I think that was probably my favorite, just because we could be like, all right, we did the real business type stuff, and not to say we didn't have fun doing those shows too, but this was all just playing together and enjoying playing.
And then the last show, I mean, it was a little more free. I mean, it was like, an outdoor kind of venue. We know the guy that owns the place, and there was no pressure. And so, like you said, we just let go, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super cool.
Very common these days to see those outdoor shows. I'm actually a part of them in my local community, so I know what you guys are talking about. It's a very cool thing. I think that's only happening because of the current climate that we're living in.
yeah.
It's very topical. I mean, people need to have social interaction and come together and feel those familial community vibes. I think that's driving a lot of that, but very cool.
Absolutely. I guess, as challenging as things have been, there has been some positive things that have happened too, and we can focus on that and try to keep being as creative as we can, to keep coming up with more ideas like that, to keep, trying to get our messages out there and share what we've created with other people. I mean,
yeah, and it's funny, like, not a shameless plug for Scenes. We're new to Scenes, so I don't think it's that much of a self plug, but it's cool that the structure of Scenes is this online platform. The whole concept is live streaming.
Yes.
Fantastic. Like, and the other side of it is not only are we get our messages across, but people are still getting music in their life, which is important.
Yeah.
Because, there's been, with all the lockdown and everything, certain emotions, there's depression and stuff that can be involved with that. And I mean, what would life be without music? So on the other side of it, you can still get to watch shows because of the stuff like you guys are doing. So
We're happy to be a provider of, good quality entertainment during this time. So I know you guys have to jet, but I have one last question.
Yeah.
Which one is the biggest mongrel?
Well, if we're talking size, like, you don't want me to stand up and then stand up, because I'm
This is back now.
I'm the troublemaker in the band. Let's just get it out there.
How did we forgot to ask, how did the name Johnny and the Mongrels come about? Because Jeff, you're the Mongrels, so what happened, man?
It's a term of endearment. Basically, growing up, my mom would always call my brother and I mongrels. Hey, mongrels, it's time for dinner. Get in here. You mongrels, get in here. Go wash your hands and that kind of stuff. So that word and that term for me is family and closeness and, connection. So I always wanted to create a band that all the guys in the band were mongrels. They're my brothers. They're my people. So that's kind of where that came from. And then we've expanded it beyond that to our fans. They're mongrels too. We call them Mongrels Nation. So, everybody that we ever come across that we love or have a relationship with, we consider a mongrel. So that includes you guys now too. You're mongrels.
Yeah, be the Mongrels.
Oh, I love it. You just made a
Yeah.
We're really thankful to you for coming on, taking the time and helping us to develop this show, so that we can, help develop this page and grow this platform for everybody.
Thank y'all so much for coming on with us today. We had a great time chatting with you in the green room, even though none of these rooms are green. Be sure to check out Johnny the Mongrels on YouTube, Spotify, your streaming service of choice. And yeah, we're super pumped to see where y'all go.
Thanks, guys. Much love.
Much love.
Take care.
Mongrels out.
Love it.
Mongrels.
Hey, you guys take care, okay?
Absolutely.
Y'all too.
For your next interview and have a good night.
Okay, see ya.
Take care, guys.
Aw.
Creole sky.